Let me take you back to 2012. You're driving from Delhi to Mumbai, and what should be a straightforward journey turns into a test of patience. Traffic bottlenecks, endless toll queues, unpredictable travel times. In fact, trucks carrying goods spend hours stuck on the road, and when moving goods becomes slower and more expensive, everything suffers. Manufacturing becomes costlier, businesses become less competitive, economic growth slows down. Today, large parts of that journey can happen on the Delhi-Mumbai Expressway in nearly half the time. But back then, there was no Delhi-Mumbai Expressway, and that tells you something important about the India of that time. The challenge was not just ambition, but also execution, because no country becomes an economic powerhouse without world-class infrastructure. And in 2014, India set out to change that. What followed over the next 12 years was one of the largest infrastructure transformations in India's history, and the results weren't visible in one city or one state. They appeared across the map of India. The transformation began with roads. India's national highway network expanded from around 91,000 kilometers in 2014 to more than 1.46 lakh kilometers today. Highway construction speed rose from around 12 kilometers a day to nearly 34 kilometers a day. Expressways, once rare in India, began connecting economic centers at an unprecedented scale. The Delhi-Mumbai Expressway, the Samruddhi Mahamarg, the Dwarka Expressway, projects that are shrinking distances and accelerating growth. Journeys that once consumed an entire day are now completed in a fraction of the time. Mumbai to Nagpur, once a journey of nearly 16 hours, can now be completed in around 8. Delhi to Dehradun, once a long and exhausting drive, is now just a couple of hours away. Because roads are not just about convenience, they are arteries of economic growth. But this story wasn't just unfolding on highways. It was rising above rivers, cutting through mountains and connecting regions once considered inaccessible. The Chenab Bridge, the world's highest railway arch bridge. The Atal Tunnel, bringing year-round connectivity to Ladakh. The Anji Bridge, India's first cable-stayed railway bridge. The new Pamban Bridge, India's first vertical lift railway sea bridge. These weren't just engineering achievements. They were symbols of a country determined to build what was once considered impossible. Indian railways began transforming too. For generations, Indians were accustomed to aging infrastructure and slow journeys. But now, change became visible. Railway electrification accelerated dramatically, with nearly 47,000 route kilometers electrified after 2014 alone. Dedicated freight corridors began reshaping cargo movement across the country. Stations started modernizing. Freight moved faster. Efficiency improved across the network. And then came Vande Bharat. Today, more than 160 Vande Bharat services are operating across India. The New Delhi to Varanasi journey that once took nearly 12 hours now takes around 8. But Vande Bharat was more than a train. It became a symbol of a railway system determined to modernize itself. And while Vande Bharat transformed rail travel today, India also began building for tomorrow through the Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train project. The transformation reached the skies as well. In 2014, India had around 74 operational airports. Today, that number has crossed 160. Airports are rising in places like Ayodhya, Deoghar, Rajkot, and Zevar. Regions once considered distant are becoming connected to India's growth story. Air travel is no longer limited to a handful of major cities. Connectivity is reaching deeper into India than ever before. But perhaps one of the most important transformations happened away from public attention, at ports and across logistics networks. For years, a significant share of Indian cargo depended on foreign ports before reaching global markets. Under Prime Minister Modi, that began changing. Port capacity expanded, turnaround times improved, and projects like the Vizhinjam Deepwater Port signaled a much larger ambition, and India prepared to compete as a serious global trading power. Bharatmala, Sagarmala, dedicated freight corridors, PM Gati Shakti, a coordinated effort to connect roads, railways, ports, and industry into one integrated economic network. Because becoming a manufacturing powerhouse is not just about producing goods, it is about moving them quickly, efficiently, and competitively. And that is the real story of the last 12 years. Not just concrete, not just steel, not just construction, but execution, the ability to take projects from paper to reality, to build faster, to build bigger, and to build at a scale that matches India's aspirations. The highways, the railways, the airports, the ports, the bridges, the tunnels, the logistics corridors, together, they form the physical backbone of a developed India. India, once described as a country with immense potential. Today, it is being matched by capability. Because prosperity needs infrastructure. Growth needs infrastructure. A developed India needs infrastructure. And over the last 12 years, India hasn't just talked about its future, it has built for it.